Yeah. And we're back. We are back. What's good, man? What's happening, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to the greatest show on the face of the earth. We're back again. We are back again. I haven't missed so far a day of doing this. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everybody in the building. Yesterday I got out, got a call, went to do a little time down at Cat's Cafe. Saw some funny people, man. Very, very funny people. The Atlanta comedy scene is looking good. Now, there's some that still bomb from time to time, but I'm pretty sure they will get better. The crowd last night, I filmed it too. I'm gonna put that up on YouTube shortly. A little rough, but I had to break them open. I had to crack their ass open like an egg, and we got to rocking and rolling. But welcome back to the show today. I want to start this off by saying, who the hell is performing for Super Bowl? Who is performing for the Super Bowl, and why? Why? Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And this is not. I'm not trying to make this political by any stretch of the imagination. I love all my Spanish people, my brothers and sisters. I love everybody. But Bad Bunny, who is a huge star, God bless him, and he sells like Michael Jackson. I don't know a Bad Bunny song. And I'm pretty sure most of us watching this Super Bowl, a large majority of us probably won't know a Bad Bunny song. I think Bad Bunny would have been better for singing maybe for a soccer series, but not the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is just and Puerto Ricans are a part of America, but Super Bowl is really American, right? That's the last football is one of the last bastions of hope for the country. You know, they say all I care about is God, country, and football. Those are the three things, all in that way. And I don't care. God, country, and football. And to watch Bad Bunny get up there and sing in Spanish, I think he do all his songs in Spanish. I don't, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't really know how this is gonna go. I don't know if people are gonna even watch this particular halftime show. I'm gonna have to agree with the brother Boosie, who says Chris Brown. Chris Brown should absolutely be the choice to perform for this year's Super Bowl. It should 100% be Chris Brown. Chris Brown got it. He the man, dancing, singing, Chris is him, bro. Closest thing we've ever seen to Michael Jackson. Um, and I get it. People probably still haven't gotten over the Rihanna incident that occurred when he was, what, 16 or 17, but it's what it is. In the chat, we got Rough Ends. He's coming in. They attempt to appeal to a broader market, I guess, sell more NFL merch, but most of us will definitely take this year's halftime as a food break. Yeah, that's true. I mean, even the merch, bro, I don't think a lot of people in other countries care for American football. I really don't. I think they more into soccer. They don't even soccer is considered football. So I don't think they're gonna get into football. You know what I'm saying? That's a gladiator sport, man. Soccer, soccer's interesting, but a baby can play soccer. You know what I mean? You just kick the ball. Hey, let's kick balls. Football is a lot more complicated. You need a lot of speed. You need a lot of agility. You need to be able to catch the ball. It's a lot with football, man. But yeah, this ain't it. This is not it. I mean, I don't. I look forward to the halftime shows. Most Super Bowls have been boring. Like I fall asleep on all the Super Bowls. We be cooking, we got our chips and dip, but I typically fall asleep. Every Super Bowl that they've had, I've fallen asleep, and then they'll wake me up like, yeah, such and such one. I really wish the Bears would have made it this year. I was hoping that my Bears would have made it to the Super Bowl this year, but they didn't. Yeah, soccer is international. And I guess every team strives to be soccer. Every sport strives. Their goal is to be a worldwide sport. That's like I said in a couple of episodes previously, just like with basketball, they want to push basketball international. Um, you can't even, the days of a brother coming from the hood making it to the NBA are long gone now because they're trying to push it to an international sport. It requires so much money to play basketball. Back in the day, a brother be good on the court, be good in the playground, be good in high school, elementary, he could go to the league. He had a higher chance. Not anymore. If you don't have the special trainers, if you're not like playing overseas at 10 and 15 years of age, you're not gonna make it. And now that they've opened up a international league to where they're actually going to start an African basketball league. So they're cutting out the middleman and they are getting pure Africans. Pure African. They going straight to the motherland to extract another resource. And we talking about big, fast, strong brothers straight from the motherland. Their lineage is not affected. There's nothing but the African gene in them. So, like right now, if you look at the league is light skinned. Have y'all noticed the light skinnedness of the NBA today? Because the league consists of these players who are like second generation NBA players and they mulatto children. These are mulatto tall children in the NBA running up and down that court right now. So that's where we at. The Latino house would be throwing Goya powder in the air like LeBron and having them maracas rattling like a me. Respect to La Raza. That's funny. That is funny, brother. Yeah, the second generation NBA children, there's no struggle, there's no pain there. And that's why the league is just not, today's NBA is just not appealing to me. There are no stories. There's just nothing there, man. It's just damn near robots, man. Maybe the robots will take over. Maybe the robots are going to take over all sports because we at the point now where, let me turn this off. I am so tired of this phone. I got to keep this on airplane mode. But we are at the point now where why not? Why not just have a guy playing 2K? Because at this point, when you look at the games, the NBA games, these NFL games on PS5, you damn near can't tell if you watching the real game versus playing on the PlayStation. Think about that shit. I was playing 2K with my son. I'm not really into video games, but I was playing it with my son and I'm looking at these graphics, bro. And I'm like, Yo, I can't even tell. I couldn't even tell. They could damn near, like, I think in the future, just broadcast the game and they're literally like two of the top players in the world playing, and we just watching PS5 and we don't have any idea. Think about that. And you just throw it on TV. Instead of, because everybody paying for all these different services, you got to go to 30 different apps to watch a game. So just imagine that they make it cheap for you. Yeah, you can see this game anywhere for free. But it's not a real game. It's actually just people playing on the PS5, but we can't even decipher. So then that gets so much attention and that just takes over. And now they're hiring PS5 players or people, PlayStation people, to be a whole team. That's where we at. That's where we at. I saw too that LeBron is ready to get up out of LA. LeBron is ready to run off again, which is cool, but I just don't, when LeBron retires, like, let's be honest, what will be his legacy after retirement? What will be LeBron's legacy when he leaves? And this ain't even no hate. Like I said, I think he's an amazing man, family man, not my GOAT, but amazing overall guy. But what will be his legacy after he leaves? Will LeBron's legacy be that he destroyed the NBA? Will that happen? Will we hear stories of players talking about LeBron the way they talk about Mike? Will we hear that? Do you think, so rough ends, do you think LeBron will be able to get a championship if he goes back to Cleveland? Will he be able to get a chip? That's what I want to know. Back in Cleveland. No, I agree. Somebody said, I know people who put the video game on simulation and bet on the video game on simulation. Damn, I never even thought about that. That's crazy. That is crazy. Cleveland got James Harden. I just don't see them. I think it's time, you know what I mean? I think it's time for them to wrap it up. They're older now. They gotta go. And I'm gonna say this too. If you've been whoring out here for any length of time, this is when hoes need to hang up their shit too. If you a hoe, let me tell you when you hang it up. When you first started hoeing, whoever was the number one draft pick or the number one NBA player when you started your whole career, when he hangs up the jersey, you should retire as well. I think that's how the cycle should work, because there's a lot of parallels with whores and ball players. There's a lot of parallels. So when you came into the game, just like he entered the game, when he retires, you retire. And with LeBron still playing at 41, that's why a lot of these old hoes are holding on. They won't quit because LeBron has instilled that belief in these old hoes not to leave the game. That's what has happened. So, I mean, look, I'm not knocking Bron. He is playing cool, but I mean, bro, it's just shit, man. What's the point, man? What's the point? I don't really understand. Like, why? And it's not for me to question it, but it's like, bro, don't you want to be at home with the kids and playing in your billions? You know what I mean? Preparing to be a granddaddy soon. I'm sure that Bronny, he gonna have a baby pop up soon and get married. That's what I feel. So it's saying like he should. It's time to go. It's time to go. I might go down and get me some of them LeBron Nike outlet and see how many bronze sneakers they got sitting out there. Yeah, go pick me up some bronze. But bro, the stats, nobody I don't think nobody really cares about the stats, like stat padding. I think people care more about the impact that the person is left on the game. Because you can stat pad all you way, but the impact, you can stat pad all you want, but the impact of the person on the game. But I don't, I just think basketball was at the peak of Michael Jordan. That was the peak of the NBA. And it's downhill from there. It's just literally downhill. Like nobody cares. Like now, NBA games, the floor seats are just where niggas could show their outfits off now. It's like, what are we talking about? What do you say? What up, Judge Mathis? What's happening with you, dog? Are you a crackhead, son? What I'm trying to understand is shout out to Judge Mathis. He wants to do he not gonna never outdo Jordan, bro. He wears number. At least Kobe wore 24. And Kobe wore the number 24 because he said he wanted to up Jordan. As he said 24 is one better than 23. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't do nothing but pay homage to Mike. You know what I mean? Yeah, nobody's gonna outdo Jordan. Michael Jordan is one of those guys that come around every 1,000 years. I mean, when you think about Michael Jordan and the chances, when we look at this from a genetic standpoint, Michael Jordan's daddy was like 5'9". His mama is 5'8". Everybody in Jordan's family is no taller than 5'9". And somehow, by the grace of God and the universe, here this man comes to a regular working class family in Wilmington, North Carolina, to grow up to be 6 feet 6 inches tall, who had a super athletic brother who stands at about 5'8", 5'9", who instilled in his baby brother who grew to be 6'6", this uncanny will to win, this uncanny competitive levels. And he grows to be 6'6" and just dominates the whole league. He should have never. I mean, you can't even make this shit. It don't even make sense, bro. And then he got a hand. The man got his index finger. This right here. So if you look at Jordan's from his index finger to his thumb, his index finger start here. His thumb is probably way down here. So Jordan can essentially hold a basketball like this. This is how Mike held the ball, right? So he could paint. It's the thumb and the index finger, which allowed Mike to be able to control the basketball and do what he wanted to do, making him virtually unstoppable. Yeah, right. And when it comes to those stats, it would have to be Bill Russell being the GOAT. Straight up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see. Oh, make sure y'all join my Patreon. We've been picking up over there on Patreon. So if y'all ain't doing nothing, go over there, join the Patreon. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's see what else is going on into the world. I appreciate y'all pulling up on your boy, though. You know what I mean? It's always a good time. Oh man, this is interesting. I don't know if y'all noticed, but the Dalai Lama was named 157 times in the Epstein files. Did anybody know this? I'm not speaking on no black celebrities doing anything until we find some people to convict in these Epstein files. I will not let the media and their propaganda throw my people to the wolves. Not to say they didn't do wrong, but we need to focus here because it's something going down. And I think I showed y'all this yesterday. I think I might have showed y'all this yesterday. Uh, but the Dalai Lama, I don't even know what the Dalai Lama does. What can anybody tell me what the Dalai Lama does, man? Can anybody tell me what is the point of who is the Dalai Lama and what does he do? Does anybody know? Because this is the Dalai Lama with a child. He was in the Epstein files 161 times, which is insane. So somebody tell me, what does he do? What is the purpose of the Dalai Lama? Let me see. Boy, I would have ran. If I'm this father's child, I'm up there whooping the Dalai Lama's ass. I'm beating the llama off of the Dalai. And suck my tongue. Do you see this shit? He said, "Suck his tongue." Look at that. Oh my gosh! And we just watching this this is normal. People watch this as this is just this is okay. Man, it's sick. We in some strange times. We are in very, very strange times, people. I don't know. Yeah. Yes, honey. Yes, my dear. Okay. Okay, here I come. Hold on, y'all. I can't remember what I get you. You're so damn spoiled. Your ass is spoiled. My wife made me an iced coffee. Look at that. Get you a good wife. Get you a good wife, man. Let me see what they say. Do you see a point of people constantly naming folks on the Epstein list? No one. Oh, my wife lipstick on me. If people or prosecute, this is. Let me tell y'all the purpose of this. So they released these 3 million files, not to even arrest nobody. They just want to flood the market. This is the strategy. Let's just overwhelm people with information. Once that information is out, you're going to have some people do AI, put AI on it. Nobody's going to be able to tell what's real, what's fake. It's just mass confusion. That's all it is. That's the game plan. So, no, nobody's going to jail because what's real, what's fake? Nobody knows. I don't know where these children are. I'm sure all of these children have been wiped off of Earth. So, I mean, it's just confusion now. And what they're going to do is try to use celebrities and pin their ass to the wall. They're going to try to use some black celebrity as a fucking pawn to pin his ass to the wall for all of this. This is the play they about to do. That's why I'm like, bro, y'all gotta wake up. And a lot of the black outlets are reporting the wrong shit. They bringing up R. Kelly. They bringing up Bill Cosby. They bringing up just all kind of dumb shit, trying to bring up Jay-Z. They not even thinking. And these are black outlets. They want to pin that shit on a black celebrity. They still kicking R. Kelly in the back. The man is in jail till he's 80. What more did we want? They took all his money. They done took all the royalties from his album. What more do you want? It's similar to this thing in Baton Rouge. The teacher who had taken himself out. The teacher took himself out. Now the family is like, well, this isn't enough. We need more accountability. How much more accountable can you be when you decide to sacrifice your life? The man sacrificed his life for the mistake or whatever that was made, or for his deeds. He sacrificed his life. What more can you want? But it is more than that, because you want money. So these people say, yo, I just want some money. We as a family, we want compensation. My little sister got touched. We need compensation. Go to compensation. That's going to help us heal. It ain't about his life. It's about the healing. And what help us heal is a nice new Escalade and a big house. That'll help us heal more. Man, but listen, don't nobody ever want to hear these truths, man. Don't nobody want to hear these truths. I get to talk and they call me every bad name under the sun for telling the truth. And everybody now, like I said previously, everybody is so politicized. I posted on Instagram the other day that the population of California, and shout out to California, I'm going to be at Flappers in Burbank in, where I'm at Flappers? April 26th, I'll be in Flappers in Burbank. I got a matinee show at 5 p.m. But I just posted that the population of California is declining and people are moving. And I posted this picture saying it's probably happening because the rent is too damn high. And a lot of stuff doesn't make sense in California. And people were trying to kick my back in for that post. I'm like, why is this politicized? It's okay if people move from a state. And understandably so, if you have high rents, high taxes, to the point where California wants to tax how many miles you drive. They want to put a tax in for driving. Let me look this up. I can't even make this up. I can't make this up. They trying to install a per mile tax in California, bro. I'm gonna show y'all this. Let me pull this up. Pull this up for y'all. Oh my God! This spam. I wish these spam people would quit calling me. They keep calling. Okay. Now, I got this pulled up. You might not be able to see it, but I'll read it. State California lawmakers advanced a bill Thursday to extend the state's slow-moving experiment with a statewide road user charge, advancing a bill reflecting growing concern about the future of the state's transportation funding. Authored by Assemblywoman Lori Wilson, the bill does not create a mileage fee. Instead, it extends the state pilots program research and advisory work, preserving the option of a per mile charge to replace declining gas tax revenue that have funded California's roads. So you're going to be charged just to drive on the street. It probably costs $300 to open your door and go outside and breathe in California. And now they want to tax you to drive. So, I don't know what I said that was wrong. I don't know how I pissed people off with that, but it's the truth. Bro, yes. I'm telling you, man, they trying to get this money. And I drive an EV. And as y'all know, Tesla just stopped making. I have a Tesla Model S. So Tesla, they're going to make the last Tesla Model S and the last Tesla Model X. Okay, they're discontinuing those, and I'm guessing Elon is about to pull out of making cars. I think they're going to just turn Tesla into a robot making company, a robot making software spaceship company. And it's really sad that the US pulled away those EV credits because you want to advance as a society. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, having my Tesla, I love because every morning the car is full. I don't have to get an oil change. I don't have to get a transmission flush, a radiator flush. It's like having a go-kart and you just come and go as you please. But that's the future. And for this administration to push back the hands of time and the slow development down is crazy to me. That shit don't even make sense. As a society, they had this thing called the Kardashev levels, right? In civilizations. Let's look that up. Kardashev. Let me look this up. And we're supposed to be advancing as a human civilization. Let me see. Kardashev. So we're going to learn something today, okay? We're going to learn today. So y'all get ready. So what we're going to talk about. Hold on. Before we go there, I'm going to answer this question. So what happens if anything goes wrong with your EV, LeVar? How much is a typical EV repair? So for instance, my door latch, just one of my door latches went out. Tesla came out, fixed it. That cost $200. One time the windshield wiper motor went out. That was $200. So really, it's nothing. The biggest component of the car is if the big battery goes out, the one that's powering the car, which is the high voltage battery. And right now, you could get those refurbished for about $8,000. So, and as we go into the future, that'll get cheaper. So, similar to what you would get a new transmission and engine. But at the same time, EVs and the price of EVs are going down. So you could get a Model 3 or Model Y for relatively cheap right now, a used one. So, I mean, you drive, it just makes sense, man. It makes sense. But I want to show y'all something in civilizations. Like, what we're going to talk about is the Kardashev scale. So proposed by Soviet physicist Nikolai Kardashev in 1964. The Kardashev scale is a method for measuring a civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy that it can harness. While the original scale only had three types, modern scientists like Carl Sagan and Michio Kaku have expanded to include lower and lower tiers. So this is about how we as a civilization can harness energy to help us. So a type 1 Kardashev scale is planetary. You can harness and store our energy available from its home planet. Energy output is 10 to the 16 watts. So we not even at type 1. So you want to use this stuff to have, because that's going to make everything cheaper. Right? If you could get your FedEx packages and everything running off EVs, we not relying on oil and gas, everything becomes cheaper and we're able to harness more power, more energy. And you want to be able to harness even more energy because with all these data centers and shit that got to drain resources from water and the resources, they shouldn't have to do that. They should be able to harness that power from the sun. So you go from type 1, where we're not even at type 1, then type 2, where we can capture all the energy from the sun and use that directly. This is some big shit I'm talking right now. You know what I mean? Like right now, we at a type 0 civilization. We rely on dead plants rather than harnessing the full power of our planet. Yeah, Carl Sagan counted we are roughly at 0.73. We're not even at type 1. And these policies are just pushing us back, and China is kicking our ass. But nobody wants to talk about this. I don't think it matters. Oil and gas is done. I mean, EVs will, even though Tesla put out, it's going to be another company, another American company that's going to make an equivalent Tesla. And people, if you ever drive an EV, you're not going back to gas, bro. It's the equivalent of a gas powered car from a EV versus a gas powered car is the equivalent of like riding a horse versus getting in a gas powered car, bro. Like that's the equivalent. They just so advanced. They're so much smarter. It just does. It doesn't even make sense, man. Yeah, they draining our water supply with this AI. Like we have to advance as a civilization. And so that's why Elon just combined Starship with XAI or whatever. And he's trying to put data centers in space. And he wants to use the sun and solar panels to harness that energy to get us to another level. So that's where we at, man. That's where we at. I know y'all be wanting to hear me talk silly shit all day, but no, I be having some real stuff on my mind that I want to share with the people. Mm-hmm. I know I started this thing off talking about Bad Bunny, who worked in 2016, worked at a grocery store as a bagger. That's crazy. Yeah, I appreciate that. Drake's dad's that's a cool name. This is Drake's dad's mustache. I did. My brother bought me a Tesla in 2019. I couldn't even drive to LA from San Francisco without charging up twice. A trip at 6 hours took 10. I want a gas powered vehicle. Oh wow, interesting. What year was the Tesla he got you? Was it a 19? Because some of them got longer range. Look, right now, I got a truck too, right? I take the truck on the road trips. The EV just stays in the city for day to day. I don't take the EV on the road. You know what I mean? But they making them now. Some of them got like 500 miles of range, like 517. Well, that's a Lucid, but did you enjoy the Tesla better though than a gas car? Be real. Just tell me that. It was a 19. But did you enjoy the car? Like just being in the city where you was at? Yo, what up? It's Akuma. I see you, big dog. Also, you only had the single motor. You didn't have the dual motor. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm an EV head. I'm sorry. I am sorry that did not work out for you. I apologize. I really do. Could anybody tell me why the hell Trump's wife got a documentary? Why did somebody tell me that shit? Why did what's her name? Melania. Why did Melania get a documentary? And why did they spend so much money on that shit? I just find it so ironic with Melania, like, who can barely speak English. She has nothing to say in regards to the people that come from other countries to this country. It is that shit is weird. Trump running all the immigrants off and married to an immigrant. That's some weird shit. But nobody cares. I don't think Melania like don't nobody want to hear Melania talk. It's almost like she a mail order bride or some shit. I want to say to everyone and the American people, I am Melania. How the fuck they even talk to each other? Oh, Donald, why did you do to me? What are you talking about? Donald, why did you do to me what you did to me? Melania, don't do it right now. I'm going to send you away. I'll send you back. If Melania died before Trump, you think he gonna bury her in the yard over at Mar-a-Lago like he did the other wife? You say for the same reason Rachel Dozal got a documentary. Where's Rachel Dozal, man? I respected Rachel Dozal as a black woman. I accepted Rachel Dozal as a black woman. And I just I found it rather ironic why we couldn't accept Rachel Dozal as black. She did a lot for the community. You know, I never understood that. Why we couldn't respect Rachel Dozal as being a black woman? She went from a white woman to a light skinned woman from Louisiana. Man, Rachel Dozal, you can't tell me she don't look like. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. You can't tell me she don't look like a light skinned black woman. And I'm just saying, like, why we can't respect her as being black? If she want to identify as black, that's the problem I have with the trans, this whole trans thing, right? Now, had Rachel Dolezal said she identified as a man, you gotta respect her as a man. But the minute she says she's black, oh no, you're not. If I sit here and say I'm a white man, I identify as a white man, some nigga, no, you're not. Well, why can't I be? Because if I pop up with some titties and cut off my balls, you gonna respect me as a woman. Right? I always respected her. I thought it's a shame that we got rid of Rachel Dolezal. She was an ally to the community. She was an ally. You like, I think, look, if we're gonna allow, like, with the whole thing about trans and sexuality, whatever, look, be who you want to be, but allow other people to be who they want to be. So if they want to identify as a tree or whatever, they want to be a different race, allow it. Because at the end of the day, if we allow that, here's something deep for you. That ends racism. Bam. That ends it. Because everybody's whatever race they want to be or choose to be. Right? Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Look, it could be if they put it in policy. If they say, look, name your race. Like, you know how people got to use their pronouns and shit at work. And I'm black and I say I identify as a white man. And you have to respect me as such. Right? And then white men could be black or whatever they want to be. It wouldn't change how they feel in their heart, but they gotta respect it, or they end up losing everything, losing their jobs and shit. They, them, thou. They, them, thou. Let me see what I got. This is so weird. Look at this, y'all.
Wildlife for resources, but because
y'all got to see this. This is ridiculous. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something while we here. Look at this.
It is currently so cold here in South Florida that iguanas like this one are falling out of the trees. So today, we're making iguana tacos.
He took a frozen iguana and made tacos out of that damn iguana.
Green iguanas are an invasive species here in South Florida that compete with our native wildlife for resources. But because they're not from here, they aren't adapted to the cold. So when we get these cold fronts, they become too cold and they fall straight out of the trees. Whenever we have these cold fronts and they start falling down, a lot of people will go out and collect them to help control the number in the population. But they do have the nickname chicken of the trees because they're absolutely delicious. So rather than let this one go to waste, we're gonna make tacos. This next part I'm not gonna show because I don't want the video to get taken down, but we have to humanely dispatch and clean this guy. It's a good thing I managed to remove this one when I did, because inside I found over 20 eggs. So
oh my God.
By removing this one iguana, we've actually saved the environment from over 20 iguanas come spring. And you guys know that I like to waste as little as possible. So in addition to making the tacos, I'm also going to try to preserve the skin, and any leftovers are used as crab trap bait, so zero waste. First things first, I filled the pot with water and added onion, garlic.
I have never in my life felt so sorry for an iguana, bro. How do you do?
A bay leaf and some salt, and we're going to bring this to a simmer. Once it was at a low simmer, I added in the iguana meat, and we're going to let this cook on low heat for the next 30 minutes. By par cooking the iguana like this, you give it flavor and tenderize it. After 30 minutes, I removed the iguana meat, set it to the side so that it could cool down, and then added the iguana eggs to the hot water to soft boil.
Oh, God, he cooking the iguana's eggs, too.
Then I added the soft-boiled iguana eggs with some avocado, some garlic cloves, a little olive oil, salt, and lime juice, and gave it a good mix. Once it was done, I topped it with black pepper and lime, and we have our sauce. Next, I removed all the iguana meat from the bone, added in my favorite seasonings, and tossed it into the frying pan so that it could get nice and crispy. I like to let the edges crisp up until they look something like this. In the leftover oil, I crisped up some tortillas. Then I added in the iguana.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that iguana meat look kind of good, though. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, bro, I'd have tore them damn iguana tacos up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Meat, topped it with some pickled red onions, jalapeno, and cilantro, and then drizzled on our sauce. And there we have it, iguana tacos. They look good and they smell good, but now it's time to see how they taste. I'm just gonna add a little squeeze of lime to this one, give it a nice little dip into the sauce, and bon appetit.
Yo, hey, look though. If you just went over there and you probably bit into one of them damn iguana tacos and you didn't know, that taco probably good, dog.
Now that right there is a Florida man taco. If you can't beat them, eat them. Let me know if you'd give iguana tacos a try, and until next time, get outside and see what you can find.
You know, I've been trying to feel what's in the water in Florida, man. What is in the water? What is the waters of Florida full of? Huh? Because only a man from Florida would see the frozen iguana on the ground and pick him up and decide, hey, you know what would be neat? Let's make tacos. Like, yeah, the waters in Florida have to be laced with coke and meth and just everything. And it's insane. The people in Florida are insane. They don't give a fuck in Florida. You tearing that shit up. That was the weirdest. Was that not weird? Bro, that was some weird. That shit is weird. Is it like in Florida too? You got coke, meth, all this stuff in the water, everything mixed in the water on top of alligators, iguanas. Then you got rednecks, trailer trash, and then you got all the islanders that move there, and it's just this big mix of confusion and chaos. Florida is a special place. And I ain't gonna lie to you, when it come to ghetto, I think Florida, you know, for black people, I don't think anybody beats Florida in ghetto. I don't see it. I just don't.
Bro, I need that on my soul.
Oh, I can't play no music on here. So let's take a look at this, y'all. Let me see. I want to show y'all something real quick. What y'all like I got a quick question for y'all. You know, when she came outside to walk that dog, what do you think she was thinking about? Look at that. I mean, just don't care. Look at that. Look at that. She don't give a damn. She walking the dog. Look at that. Look at that. Like what was going on? Well, what's happening here? Her other dog don't give a damn. This is, look at that. Coming out, titties to the floor. Just living in her glory. Look at that. Just don't give a damn. And her boyfriend is a really skinny dude that ride a bike. He rides a bike everywhere. And he be coming over there tearing that ass apart. Her boyfriend don't weigh no more than 175 pounds. He's 6'2". A bone. Fat. Just be tearing that ass up. Oh my goodness. We are just lost, guys. He riding the bike. She probably out there looking for him on that bike. Yeah, baby, where you at, baby? Shit, where you at? Let me take this. Monique from Precious, and it's not a motorbike, it's a pedal bike. That's hilarious. If Mega Cardi was outside, the dude would have a frenzy. That's true. You ain't lying. You ain't lying, my boy. Let's see.
Licenses out.
Okay, let's check this out. What Jimmy Alvine has to say about streaming services here.
Licenses out. It's so. I mean, you could prove it because if you look at those deals are reflective of the iTunes download market. 70-30. That was the same business as the download market. So they just copied that, which is not a great bit model for that. Why? Because you have not enough money in the streaming service in order for it to really live. So they got to now go out and find different versions of revenue, right? And they pay 70% or whatever it is now, 72%, 70, 60. I don't know what the negotiations have been since then. And structured in a really odd way because let's say, for example, you're married, you have 2 kids, and you have a family plan. And you and your wife play The Clash, The Police, etc. But your kids play Drake and Kendrick Lamar all day. Most of the money from your house goes to Drake and Kendrick Lamar. What you're hearing about is that the artists are like, they used to be able to earn a living like that. But now, unless you're in that top chunk of heavy streaming, the money's not really meaningful. So that's a problem they have to fix. You know, there's no question about that. But there's a lot wrong with streaming, in my opinion. You know, it's one-dimensional. It's an ATM machine. You put your money in, you get your music. They don't do anything for the artist. See, the artists want to communicate with their fans, period. That's what they want. They want to communicate. They want to market themselves. And the streaming services are still saying, we'll put you on our list if you're nice to us or if you like us. That's bullshit. You got to allow them to have your audience and let them breathe, which is what, you know, not for philanthropic reasons, but this is what TikTok does. That's what Instagram does. You can somewhat promote yourself. So the streaming services, to me, are minutes away from being obsolete because of that. You can't rub against the artist like that.
I'm going to tell you why he's wrong. I'm going to tell you why he's wrong. And look, listen, I'm not knocking. Jimmy Iovine has been in the music business for a long time. And he's probably, I might be wrong with what I'm going to say. Let me tell you why he's wrong. All these artists that have sold their catalog, Future, Justin Bieber, the list goes on. When they sold that catalog and they sold all that music, now whoever bought that catalog is able to do as they please with that catalog. You know what they're going to take and do with that catalog? You throw that whole catalog in the AI, and the AI can reproduce songs, probably using a voice likeness, probably had a song was structured, the certain beats, the rhythms, and now you get an endless supply of music. That's where it's going to go. So all these artists are selling their catalogs. So there are going to be remnants of artists in the AI music that we're going to continuously listen to. That's what's going to happen. And furthermore, here's a guy talking about the artist. He doesn't care about the artist. Nobody is more exploited in the music business than the artist. The artist is the last person to get paid. He's taken so much from these artists. These bad record deals, you give a guy, you go to any project, any hood with 50,000, you don't even need 50,000. You go to any hood right now with $10,000 cash in a plastic bag. Look around, a whole talent show in that neighborhood. The kids come out. You hold a talent show. The winner gets the 10,000. The 10,000 will be their deal. This kid's so hungry, and he's going to get so much adulation from just winning that particular deal. But when you give him the 10,000, you done signed him to a lifelong contract. Now he's stuck, having to try to recoup. You gave him the 10,000, but in that contract, you somehow own 70% of this guy. It's insane. It's insane. But it's let me see, what'd you say? True, but you can't release new music using the artist likeness. They're not going to use the artist likeness. If I own Future, Justin Bieber, and whoever else sold their catalog, I'm going to say using all these people combined, make a new artist, AI, and churn it out. That's what's going to happen. And what is the artist likeness? And that's another vague term when you go about likeness. Because here's the thing. There are people who look like and sound like the artist. Right? So like people say, I look like Judge Mathis. Or does Judge Mathis look like me? Or what does a Judge Mathis look? Like, that's very vague. I think in law, that's a vague statement. They got kids that sound just like Michael Jackson when they sing. It's not Michael Jackson. This is this guy singing. This is his voice. He still owns that voice, right? So I don't know. I don't know about this, man.
You just can't. You got to give them what they want. They're driving this ship. I learned that in 1973. I came from Red Hook, Brooklyn. My dad was a longshoreman. I walked in the studio with John Lennon. I did 3 albums with him, and I got my own apartment. I realized, okay, the rest of my life, I'm going to try to meet, maybe not John Lennon, but people that can do this and with real talent. And my life is going to be okay. All I got to do is not get thrown out of the fucking room.
And you looked at it even back then as like an act of service to the artist that you're working with?
Not for that person on the...
Yeah, bro. The game is done, bro. That's why you see all these artists streaming, bro. All these rappers, the artists, they out here streaming, dog. Like, it's literally no money in that shit. That's why everybody becoming a comedian now. Everybody's a comedian. And speaking of everybody being a comedian, like, I just think if you are an artist and you want to do a live appearance, you don't even have to call it comedy. Just do a meet and greet, bro. We're gonna have a meet and greet at the Improv Comedy Club. Like, you don't, you know what I mean? Because that's what these things are, meet and greets.
You know what? This is a labor of love.
Epstein files, thousands and thousands.
Let's take a look at this. Let's see what he has to say.
So why are Republicans so interested in Bill and Hillary Clinton? It's because they're trying to distract from the fact that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times. In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald Trump raping children, of Donald Trump threatening to kill children. So I encourage your press to go look at these allegations. And I'm highly disturbed that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just got the law wrong. Yesterday, he said essentially that it is not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's actually not correct. If Jeffrey Epstein was human trafficking minors for these sex parties, and you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes, you're guilty, because patronizing is part of the law, the federal sex trafficking law. So Deputy General Todd Blanche just got that wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump. He needs to read the law and investigate these people. He also needs to resign, not only for not knowing the law, but a massive, not only screw up, but the biggest privacy violation in history. They release a lot of pictures of minors unredacted, just violated the privacy of these girls. It is uncalled for what they did. The one thing that they could not do under this law was to invade the privacy of these women now, who were girls at the time, who were victims of sex trafficking. Also, he met with Ghislaine Maxwell, moved her to a minimum security prison, and then got a puppy for her. So for all those reasons, he's just got to leave the Department of Justice.
Did y'all hear that? That is crazy. And meanwhile, the Shade Room will not report that. Ball alert. They're going to focus on R. Kelly. R. Kelly and Diddy. Let's kick their ass. Let's not focus on those things. It is nasty, nasty out here, man. Very nasty. Yo, man, I appreciate that. What you say? Oh, my dog. See, I appreciate that love, man. In my opinion, LeVar got one of the funniest sets I've ever seen. Can't tell you how many times I watch that on about the white guy at the pharmacy, man. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Hey, brother, why don't you just let me? I swear to God, my right hand to God, when you gave me all 30 of the Percocet, I got attacked by a little bear. He took all 30 of them. I didn't know what to do. I appreciate that, bro. There's some sick stuff going on in this world, guys. It is very nasty. Very nasty. All right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I guess we can wrap this thing up, man. Love y'all. Appreciate it. Please join the Patreon at LeVar Walker. We're gonna build this thing brick by brick. I'm gonna keep coming back doing what I do. Appreciate that battle 6R who says nice hat. Rough ends, you said what you say, bro? Deception is deadly for our community, especially we can't afford to be led by potential wolves in sheep's clothing. That is absolutely correct. But look, y'all, appreciate y'all for the love. Thank you guys. I'll be back tomorrow, man. I try to do these every day at 9 a.m., man. So yeah, call me and stay tuned. Holla back. And right now I'm just about to, I want to hear that too. You guys be good. I'm gone.